Hi there. So for another day of Wraggy's gardening tips, today I'm looking at an area of my garden that doesn't get the love it needs, and we want to do a bit of work to it. So as you can see, there's a bench I made out of pallet wood there after a friend of mine gave me some cushions, so I decided to make a bench out of pallet wood. Just go show you what you can do. It took me 2 days and it painted up, and it's as solid as you can get. But anyway, let's not talk about that. Now, I planted some forsythias, as you can see in the background, a few years ago, and now we've got some different neighbours behind, and they're a little bit more nosy than I would like. So I've made them go a bit higher, and I've used hedge trimmers to turn it into a sort of hedge. Same over here, you've got corners, you've got spotted laurels, orchid japonicas, and you've got, I can't remember what that is there. You've also got a bit of berberis. Now I've also trimmed them, sided them up, because again, we want a bit of privacy. Now at the bottom, we had a flower bed last year, and it's got dahlias in, it's got echinaceas, and it's got some primulas, as you can see down there. Primula there, dahlia there, and where's the echinacea? Just see the echinacea here. But what I'm going to do today, I've took out, as you can see here, there's carex, there's festucas, there's panicums, and I'm going to plant all these in this bed to fill this bed up. Hopefully stop my dog walking through round the back of the unit that I built. I'm going to fill it all the way up to there, and then the grasses, I won't lose the grasses. And if I want them again in my displays, use them in my bedding displays, I can. But for now, I don't want them. But I don't want to lose them. So it's an area of the garden I'm not worried about. So the job today is to plant it up. Now I'm going to quickly, I've got to do some splitting. I'm going to plant it up, and then I'll come back to you in about 20 minutes. Cheers. So a few minutes has gone by, and already you can see that the 3 types of grasses actually bring out the dahlias. You know, you can see the dahlias now, and already it's filled it in. You know, for what it is, it looks pretty decent. Now the plants will stop the weeds coming through when the grasses will, when they start growing. So it's a win-win situation. It might stop the hedge growing, the forsythia growing too quick as well. Now I've got more to do over here, but here I've got some ferns. Oops, still on? Yeah, got some ferns over here, and now these I've planted carex round on one, festucas on that one, and panicums on the other ones, and then I've got pots, old pots with eucharis in, and this is a fuchsia that I got off a friend. Took cuttings, put them in water like I said in another video, and I've left it in a pot. Now reason being I've left it in a pot because these left alone can grow like the clappers, and we don't want that. You know, we want it to be nice but contained, and that's the key with a lot of shrubs. You know, if they are big shrubs, put them in a pot. Even if you have to put dig the pot into the soil, put them in, keep them in that pot, because that will contain them. Drill some holes if they're in the ground to let water out. But what you don't want them is getting too big, because like anything, when it's in the pot, it will stay a certain size. Once it's got the ability to grow out, you know, in the open, they grow out the clappers, and we don't really want that. So the next job in this area that I'm looking after is I'm going to take off all the old foliage, pull any weeds out, and then the grasses, like the ones dead here, so I'm going to split the grasses as well on each of them. Where the festuca is, that's growing really well. I'm actually going to half that because I don't want them that big. And even though it's a sunny day, you can still do this on a sunny day. Just make sure you water afterwards, and water for a few days just to keep them, you know, alive. But you can do it at this time of the year. Right, I'm going to turn off again because I can't hold the camera and do the work at the same time. Right, see you in a bit. Well, it's been 20-30 minutes since my last talk, and as you can see now, the ferns, they've all had their leaves took off, old leaves. The grasses around the base, I split them, but I've also planted some additional Carex in between to separate the grasses. So what it does with this border now, if you look, it knits it all in. And that was an area that was empty after I did some sorting out a few weeks ago. And even at the back of this unit I built, you can see there's obviously a walkway there so I can actually prune these back. But there's grasses down there, so that when I want to use them again in my schemes, I can. And same down there, there's a mixture of grasses, dahlias, echinacea, and it's filled the area in. Whether it keeps the dog off or not, who knows, but it's filled it in, and it's made a nice area now. I mean, I've got a lot of pots to sort out, but it's made a lovely area, and in this area now, it's encapsulated with the combination of grasses, ferns, and the shrubs around it. And apart from the cloves line that's you know, every garden's got one. Yeah, it's made for a nice area, and it's next to the beer room, which is always a good place to be. Right, that's enough for now. Now the major job now is to get some water on, because it's sunny, as you can see by looking at the floor. And give it a damn good water in. Put the hose pipe on. If you're on a water meter, then you know, save water by other means and use that. But if you're not on a water meter, get your hose pipe, get your sprinkler on, and give it a good dousing. Right, that's all for now. Thank you.